Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 82 today and we are back for another one of those big make or break episodes. We've got our chance to get to the Europa League Final with a tie on a knife edge following a draw in Germany. And then we've got Manchester United today with a rotated squad, loads of tired legs as we only played 48 hours ago away in Europe. And we've got a chance to go back to the top of the Premier League if we win it. And maybe even if we draw it, depending on other results. So what that probably means is this will be a disaster because we've bottled every big episode and every big tie so far. But if you're looking forward to finding out if we can break the trend, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. And a massive thank you for all of your support with the continued long-term content and some of the new episodes as well. It really does make a difference. But today, it's a pretty special one. We could, if we lose this game against United, be out of the title race. We've still got Chelsea to play later in the season, but our last 3 games, albeit bunched together, are all at home. So it does give us an opportunity. What's also at home is the second leg against Hertha Berlin, and that's the one that I'm really targeting this year. I want to win the Europa League. I want to win a trophy. Second in the league is great. Third in the league is great. We've almost wrapped up the top 4, which is the main achievement. But Champions League football has to be joined by a winner's medal of some form. And I don't care which competition it is. I think the Europa League's our best chance though. So let's go and have a look at what's been happening with the schedule. The big news for us is that Chelsea beat Liverpool. So we've got ourselves just about in the title race still. Arsenal are now 8 points behind with 3 games to go for them. So unless we don't pick up another point, we're going to finish in the top 4. Let's have a look at the schedule though for what's been going on since you were last with me. We've only played the 1 game, of course, and that was the first leg against Hertha Berlin. Loic Willem's own goal cancelled out Franco Espinosa's strike. Unfortunately, Federico Pereira decided to miss a penalty on this day, and Espinosa also decided to get an injury. So he now can't play today, and probably not in the second leg either. So let's go and get into the games. There's no point us holding things up. The dynamics look excellent. Things are as good as they can be, apart from fitness. If we have a look at the lineup for this match, Sailmakers, Willock, Suyuncu, of course we've got Espinosa injured, Reina, Wright and Montalval, none of them fully fit, none of them in peak condition. Our final 4 games across the second leg of the Europa League and the 3 league matches are separated by 10 days. The Europa League final will probably be the midweek after. It's got to be a case of resting people today. So those who are fit, Longley, Smith, Willems the keeper of course, Santos and Pereira all start. The rest of them have had to come out. That means a lineup of Loic Willems in goal, James Justin with a rare start of right back. We've gone for experience rather than the youth and the attacking flamboyance of Cena. LaMonaco in at centre half, he's normally been quite steady. Aaron Smith carries on at left back. Esposito and Farrell in the middle. Farrell's not even in the Europa League squad. Santos, Marchand and Yildiz the attacking midfield 3. And then Pereira up front on his own. I did think, and I'm still thinking, about swapping Kamara and Marchand and playing with a traditional 4-3-3. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do it. I apologise for my defensiveness. I apologise for the fact that I'm not being aggressive at all here. But I'm going to go for Esposito in the holding role, a traditional 4-3-3. And we're just going to try and cling on for dear life. So let's go and get into it. The big game away in the Premier League. If we can get to the hour mark with the game still intact, we can then try and attack it for a winner. It's Manchester United v Tottenham Hotspur. It's 3rd v 2nd. And the winner is the side that's going to be chasing Chelsea to the end of the Premier League season. Now let's go and get into the first game and see if it'll be us. Let me know what you think will happen down below. And let's go to Old Trafford. 90,000 capacity Old Trafford now as well. Right, so the £195 million man, Callum Hudson-Odoi starts. Zhang up front put us out of the FA Cup earlier in the season. Bruno Fernandes is still a star. Wan-Bissaka's still there. Koundé at centre-half. Nicolas Soulé. It's a wonderful team. We've got to be a bit more compact. We've got to be a bit more defensive. So let's go and get Esposito into that holding role. Let's get him as a defensive midfielder on defend. We'll leave the rest as it is. We're going to go in with a balanced mentality. We're going to try and chase the game. But we're going to put a little bit of caution to it as well. Through the tunnel interview we go into the first half. And fingers crossed, a positive result to come. Well, 15 minutes gone. It's been calm so far. But here come Manchester United for the first time. Yildiz nicks it on halfway though. Back to Smith. Wayward pass, but Kamara gets there and finds Santos. One of the few attacking stars in this team. We need him and Perea to be at their best. Santos cuts it all the way back to Esposito. Not the most ambitious through ball. We've talked about that a bit with him actually. LeMonaco, he's going to go all the way back, isn't he? He goes all the way back to the keeper. There was such an opportunity to break through there. And we've just bottled it. It's the big game fear again for these boys. Eventually, LeMonaco just hoofs it forward and gives United possession back. Benacer over halfway, finds Bruno Fernandes to Hudson-Odoi, beats two, into the box, and his shot's wide at a post. Really, really not good enough. We've got to try and break the lines. You can't just play a safe pass when it's back 50, 60 yards every time. The big game players need to turn up, but so far, no sign of it. 0-0, half an hour gone, and we yet to have a shot on target. Smith throws into a Yildiz. Can we finally create one? Farrell releases Smith. Chance to cross here. He goes back again. A Yildiz loses possession. It falls for Perea on the edge. To Kamara. To Santos. Curls it just wide. It was a pop shot. And it didn't really look like being a good chance. But as we head towards half time, we're still in the game. And that's what we asked for at this point. We get to the hour mark, we maybe can go positive. But a win for United, and we're both on 77 points. You've got to bear that in mind. Let's get through to the dressing room. Let's go and talk to the boys. Ask them to prove a point. We've also got to bear in mind that if we push Santos or Smith or Perea too far, they might not be fit for Thursday. And is that game arguably more important? It's a 5-day rest, so maybe they'll get away with it. As Hudson-Odoi gets it on the left to Smith, to Fernandes. United looking comfortable in possession with Benacer. Out to the left-hand side. The fullback charging down the wing. Gets into the box. Can't bring him down here, Justin. Excellently timed tackle. That's why we went for the more defensively solid option at fullback. Soulé gets on the end of the long clearance though. We don't look good on the ball. And here they come again into the box. Justin's forced to close down again. It's into Zhang. Hits the crossbar. He beat the defender. He beat the goalkeeper. But he could not beat the woodwork. 5 minutes gone in the second half. United well on top. And you know what? If we're still in the game at the hour mark, we'll just go positive and risk it. As Willems plays out from the back to LeMonaco. He's got Kamara in the middle, but again, they're playing the safer pass of the two options every time. Esposito releases Santos on the right. He's the man we want to release people. He finds Perea on the right channel. Nobody in the box. Perea goes alone, no, finds a Yildiz. And we've nicked one. This, for all of our failures, is turning into a Jose Mourinho masterclass. This is what he wanted his side to do. Sit back, defend the box, and then nick one on the counter-attack. Tottenham back on top in the Premier League. And with an hour gone, so far it's been the perfect performance as Justin throws into Joel Santos, who looks shattered. He loses the ball there and he's beaten by the fullback. Rashford off the bench down the left-hand side. Skins James Justin, who tries to foul him. The cross is blocked by LeMonaco. Kamara plays to Santos. We're playing out nicely. Oh, dodgy back pass Esposito and he gets away with it. A Yildiz to Farrell. Out to Smith, who's overlapping. We can nick a second, we'll start to defend properly. Here's Smith, loses it to Wan-Bissaka. Out from the back's a wonderful game. And how have United not scored yet? Smith through to Zhang, they might hear. Simple ball over the top. After all of our effort, after all of our good play, we decide to completely part for a long straight ball over the top. This team is infuriating. We're going straight from the kickoff. I can't even have time to make the changes. There's knackered legs out there, and the way we've defended... I mean, Santos can't even control the football now. He's that tired. I don't know why his energy bar's got so much on it, because the ball's gone near him. He's basically run away. Trincao finds Benacer. Is it going to be classic Tottenham Hotspur in a big game? Benacer to the byline. I think it is. A Yildiz gives it to the player in the penalty area. He's passed it across his own goal in the box. And he's headed away as far as Santos, who flicks on. I just need a break to make the changes. Can the ball go out of play? Can we survive it? Fernandes into Rashford. Chance to cross. Trincão's there. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Classic Tottenham Hotspur. Bravo, the lads. Absolutely brilliant, eh? Claps in the big game every single time. What a team of pathetic bottle jobs. Let's get Santos off for Santa Maria. I mean, what do we do now? Farrell's the one I should leave on because he's the one that hasn't got to play in midweek. So I'm going to put Esposito in the middle. We'll take Kamara off for Marchand. We'll get him on as the number 10. Smith is the next one to be tied. He's nervous as well. I mean, for a world-class player, he's the worst big game player I've ever seen. So we're going to go back to our traditional. We're going to go to positive. We're just going to chase the game. because we're now 2-1 down at Old Trafford. And it's literally, you can see, 64 minutes we were in the lead. 66 minutes we're 2-1 down. As Marchand gets it on the left. The collapse is on as Yildiz gets it on the left. Back to Marchand, into Santa Maria. Back to Esposito. Wonderful, wonderful strike. Out of nowhere from Esposito, we have scored a screamer. A rocket from the Italian midfielder. And it's 2-2. My words, the big games do not suit us. Please don't concede a goal again. We can live with it as it is. 88 points, we'll be level with Chelsea, we'll have a chance. And with a squad that's half rotated, I'll take it. But we've got a throw on the left. Could it get better? Could it get worse? Marchand to Farrell. The header's poor, it's cleared away by Koundé. Here's Young, and this is the sort of time our Tottenham team collapses. Trincao, the second goal scorer, right side of the box, skins his man, puts his shot wide of the post. It's very frustrating knowing that defensively, your team can't defend anything. You're relying on poor finishing like that one. Esposito wide to Santa Maria. And going forward, we still have a chance. Here is Santa Maria. Gives it away again. So lackadaisical in possession today. Soulé gives it to Smith. Back to Soulé again. To Powell. Cleared long downfield. It's another straight ball. Zhang's got on the end of it and put it over. What are the centre-halves doing? Honestly, their match rating's good, but every straight ball over the top beats them. In the end, it's a 2-2 draw, just as it was against Arsenal in the last episode. We've proved people wrong. It's a good result in context. But in terms of game management, in terms of defending a lead, in the big games, we are absolutely atrocious. It's 2-2, we're still in the title race. It will go down to the wire, I think. But the bigger one is yet to come. Hertha Berlin on Thursday night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And a win or a goalless draw puts us into the Europa League final. We'll be back in a minute to see if we can do it. Hopefully, we'll defend a bit better than we did today. We're back to face Hertha Berlin, and it is fitness test time. Espinosa is some way short and shouldn't be considered. So there's a big player out, the man who got the goal in the first leg. And we'll be facing either Marseille or Porto, which is also a very tight game after the first leg. We should be able to go back to full strength today. So let's go and see what team the assistant has picked and if anyone's not capable of playing a 90 tonight. So everyone seems to be in peak condition, which is good. I'm a bit worried about Smith at left back, who's played a few poor games in a row. So I'm going to start Santos. I know that's controversial. The rest of the team, I think, pretty much picks itself. And it should be as close to our first choice as possible. Just that left winger that's not quite right. I've got to put a keeper on the bench for this game because we can't afford to miss out on this occasion. In terms of the rest of the side, we'll have Le Monaco alongside Smith as the defenders. In midfield, we'll have Esposito, who scored that crucial equaliser at the weekend. We'll have Santa Maria, we'll have Parks, and then it will be either Marchand or Boga. I think because Boga is a little bit more versatile and a little bit more experienced, we're going to go for him. That means our 11 is as follows. Willems in goal. Sailmakers, who scored that screamer a couple of episodes back, is at the right back. Mendes in at left back, the only slightly controversial pick today. Longley and Siunchu, the experienced centre-halves. Reina and Montalval in the middle. Montalval not always the best big game player, but he is getting better and better now. Santos, Wright and Yildiz, the three attacking midfielders. And Pereira up front. We need a goal from him today. We need a big game today. And we need to beat Hertha Berlin and get to the final. A side that beat Juventus 6-0 on their own patch, we got a 1-1 draw there. That's a positive sign. But what can we do at home? They've got Leon King, a centre-half, who we sold to them in the summer. Our director of football let him go there for about 30 million. They've got Piatek up front still, who's an excellent striker. And some other decent players too. So let's go and tell the boys to prove a point. Let's go and get into the second leg. And let's try and make it to the Europa League final. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is packed. And this is our biggest game of the season. 17 minutes gone. We've dominated the stats without a highlight, but we're back for a Reina corner. Pereira loses it, and it's happened again. What is it with us in counter-attacking from corners? What's the defender doing? Who's the number 19 there? 19 is Nuno Mendes. They're just turning away and letting the players run between them. It doesn't make sense. We've got back with a highlight, though, and we've got Mendes throwing in from the left. It's headed away by Berry as far as Montalval. He picks it up for Longley. Long ball over the right to Santos. He's in one-on-one. His shot's feeble, it's poor, it's straight at the keeper. And on that, we're not going to be going through at all. I don't trust us to keep a clean sheet. I don't really see us scoring at the moment. So how do we get through based on that? As Reina plays right to Santos, through to Ryan Wright. Chance to score, he's in! He's hit the post from 6 yards. Please somebody take one of these unbelievable chances. They're playing a 4-4-2. They're leaving themselves wide open at the back, but we're not taking advantage. As Reina's corner's headed away, we've got to do something about this. Why on earth is the man on it? What's going on back there? It's a good recovery from Santos. They're literally running in the opposite direction to the attacking player and just leaving him acres of space to run him through on goal. Let's go and get to these set pieces. Right, we're going to get 4 corners because that's where they've all come from. Attacking corners on the right. So we've got this stay back if needed, who's not doing that at all. I don't really know what other options we've got. We've got the left back. We've got the right back. I mean, Nuno Mendes isn't actually being much help back there. And I'm a bit worried that we're losing all of our attacking threat. So I'm going to drop Ryan Wright as well and just try and have 2 back there. I know it's slightly unambitious. We're going to have to do it because I can't see another way that we stay in the game. On the outside of the box, they've got Joel Santos there. On this side, they've gone for a Yildiz. So let's switch them back because I think a Yildiz is better in the box anyway. And let's go and get back into it and just hope that solidifies us defensively a bit. As it's a Ryan Wright free kick into the back post. Longlay's there! Big goal. It doesn't change a huge amount in the grand scheme of this tie. But it certainly does in terms of the Spurs' confidence. Having said that, we took the lead against United. We took the lead against Arsenal. We took the lead against Liverpool. We've taken the lead in so many games and thrown it away this season. I'm not going to get excited just yet. But 1-0, a good first half performance so far. Now please, just defend properly for one game. As Candelaria finds Bastin. Out to the left-hand side. They've got a chance to cross here. Not enough pressure as it falls for Bastin again into the back post. Longley, the goal scorer, heads away. A Yildiz downfield. It's beaten by Perea and it's cleared away by the defence. Sailmaker's chips to right though. They've got so many men back. Ryan Wright skins all of them though. Into the box he goes. It's a good block by the defender. He picks it up on the right wing again. Goes 50 yards back to Sailmakers. And he finds Montalval. The highlight peters out. The attack peters out. But at half time it's 1-0 to Spurs. 2-1 on aggregate. If we can get one more goal, we'll start to breathe a little sigh of relief. Let's go and tell the boys to prove a point though. It was a good first half display. But so often this season we've thrown these away. Mendes throws in. Finds a Yildiz who loses possession again. Into midfield to Berry, to Bastin. They've got a chance to play through. And they're doing it just that. De Vos is making the third man run. And Bastin finds him on the left-hand side. 2 in the box for them. Crosses blocked by Sailmakers and away as far as Santos. Now can we counter? It's up long to Perea. Skins the first defender. He's got one more to beat. Goes on the outside. He's still got the ball. Perea to the byline. Tries to shoot. It was too acute an angle. The keeper saves comfortably. But we're dominating this match. And now we get a big injury. The best player at the club is Giovanni Reina. And he is now off injured. Esposito will come on for him. It's not quite the same though, is it? We've still got 40 minutes to hold on. I'm going to take Mendes off for Smith as well because he's had a poor game at left back. And hopefully we won't be punished for the injury and for the tactical change. Half an hour remaining. It's been a poor performance. We've got knackered lefts on the wing as well. And the ball's into the box from the corner. Longley heads away to right. Please give us a second here. Wright's charging forward. It's a 2-on-2. Finds Perea. He's got the angle. He's got to score. Why has he suddenly turned into an average League One striker? From one who scored every chance, and now this is happening. It's Esposito with an in-swinging corner to the front post, headed away as far as Joel Santos. Both wingers are knackered. Santos has played the best of the two, but he's lost the ball again there, and we saw how he collapsed against Manchester United. De Vos down the left-hand side. Oh no! Why did you do that? Sailmaker sent off. We haven't even got a right back on the bench. What a stupid, inexperienced decision from what should be one of our most experienced players. Who can play it right back out of the defenders? LaMonaco can just about do it. He's going to have to come on there. We haven't got another option. We'll sacrifice Montalval. LaMonaco will be swapped with Wright, who will go in as the deep line playmaker. LaMonaco will go in at right back. I'm not sure which way round to put Ryan Wright and Esposito. I think I'll have Esposito because he's more defensively solid. We might just play actually as deep line playmaker on defend and deep line playmaker on support. We'll drop the wingers in and we'll just play a 4-4-1. We've got to try and play for a 1-0 win now. I know it's probably not going to work out. The wing backs will go on defend, and we just try and cling on for dear life. We're going to drop to a balanced mentality. We're going to time waste all the time. We're going to be more disciplined. When we win it, we're going to slow it down. We're going to hold our shape. And if we can do it, this Tottenham team deserves a lot of credit. But I fear, a bit like earlier in the season, we're going to bottle every game here. So let's see what we can do with 15 remaining. Candelaria throws in from the left. The cross into the box. Headed away by Longley. But this is the problem. It's going to be an onslaught now. And do we trust these boys to defend it? Berry's got two over on the right. One of them's Musa. Chance to block. It's back to Berry. Can we nick it there? A Yildiz does. Excellent defending. Now can he find the pass to Ryan Wright? Pereira's up there. He finds him. Now he's got to go alone. It's 5 defenders v Federico Pereira. What can he do with it? He's drawn the foul, and that's going to be a second yellow card. Berry's going to be sent off as well for Hertha Berlin. A wonderful bit of play from Pereira, and he's drawn the red card. It's now 10 apiece. It's 2 4-4-1s, and we've just got to cling on. We're 1-0 up, and as it stands, we are crawling our way into the Europa League final, perhaps. It's certainly not coasting, is it? It's a corner kick for Hertha Berlin. 5 minutes to go. Piatek wins it. Off the line by Aaron Smith. We know we're going to have 1 or 2 moments like that. They've thrown loads of men forward. Now we need to hit them on the counter. Musa back to the right back Fernandez. Long ball downfield. Smith gets there first. Finds Longley to Ryan Wright. Chips it left to a Yildiz. He's got nothing left to give. He's charging down the line though. Into Pereira. Has to score. Straight at the keeper. He's missed an absolute sitter. Federico Pereira. When you've got a world-class striker, you've got to score those. And look what's happened straight down the other end. Mamor thankfully puts it wide. But if that chance costs us a place in the final, I will never forgive Federico Pereira. Into 4 minutes of stoppage time. We're going to drop to cautious. We've got 30 seconds remaining. I think we've done it. We've crept through to the final. It was not convincing. It was a good display until we went down to 10. But it doesn't matter how we've done it. For the first time this season, we have not bottled a big game. And Spurs will be in the Europa League final. Let's go and find out who it will be and when we'll be back for the next episode. We will be facing FC Porto in the Europa League final. A chance to get Champions League football and a trophy, albeit the first of those should have been wrapped up by the league. Another couple of million, a 3-week injury to Reina with the final exactly 3 weeks away. That's going to be touch and go. And Sailmakers will of course be banned for that one too. But before then, we've got a lot more to look forward to. We're going to get through the West Brom game off camera, and we will be back in the next episode for Chelsea and Everton at home in the final 2 Premier League games. Chelsea last season were in the top 4, Everton were 5th. This season, Chelsea are top of the league above us on goal difference. Can we win the title? Can we compete for the title? Or will we bottle it like we have most of the other time in the big games? We'll find that out next time and then follow it in 2 episodes time with Porto in the Europa League final. That's going to be a massive game as well. They've got some cracking players there and I'm sure it's going to be a very difficult match. Particularly given the fact Spurs haven't won a trophy for 21 years and our big game pedigree hasn't particularly been convincing so far. Sergio Conceicao still in charge of them. Their key player Andre Rodriguez is very much world class. He's only 21 as well. So don't think it's going to be easy or a gimmick by any stretch. So 2 massive episodes to follow in this series. I really hope you're looking forward to them. It should be a thrilling climax to the season. And to be fair, if we win the Europa League and we finish in the top 4 of the Premier League, we've done our job. But we've got to try and wrap a trophy up. So we'll be back for the title race next time. If you're looking forward to it and you did enjoy this episode, please put a thumbs up on it. A squeaky game to finish on, but wonderful defensive display. And we've not said that many times this season. If you're looking forward to it and you want to stay up to date for the last 2, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. As well as the daily content from 2 long-term stories, we've got a few other bits that have just been starting out on the channel too. So please do go and give them a try. I'll put links to some of them in the eye above. And check us out on Twitch as well for regular live streams. But a massive thank you for your continued support, for supporting along for another season. Let me know in the comments what you think will win, if anything, and where you think we'll finish in the Premier League. And I'll see you next time for Chelsea and Everton as we chase the title. It's crunch time and fingers crossed we won't bottle it. I'll see you next time to find out if we do.